Good afternoon, good morning, and I don't have to introduce you any longer. Everybody who sees you now knows who you are. Hi, NMP, PCH, HayaBusa. What's going on? We are on an officially requested press conference by HayaBusa. So you have something very special. Oh gosh, you are at beer already. You have something very special to announce. What is it?
Yeah. So actually, the meeting about is actually we want actually to make a better interview than we did last time. So we thought instead of coming prepared, we would rather do an interview while you are unprepared. We think that interview would be much better than what we saw last week. So we apologize to the rest of the NSL audience, but I think this time will be much better.
Well, except that you don't know what I'm going to talk about this time.
No, I think if we start the meeting, we are now in our second training camp outdoors. We are in Belgium at the moment. We found ourselves in the garden of Jeroen. So we're training in Moorstelen. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a team event, and yeah, that's the start. So that's where we are right now.
Did Bob? Nobody. You said just Jerome. I mean, nobody knows him like that, right? So even I call him Bob now. So that's Bob. So Bob, did you sponsor? If this is your place, did you sponsor the beer too?
Yeah. That's my sponsoring part. But I'm happy to sponsor a beer if I can share one as well.
And it's the favorite. It's a famous Belgian beer, you know, which is the #2 in the world, right? Well, you probably think it's the #1, but I think the Czech beer is the best one.
Dave has a Westvleteren glass, not the real beer. It's not the beer, which is to me still the very best.
I have to pretend that I'm drinking #1.
Okay. So you live in Moorstelen, which is the drop zone place.
Like Ledegem, that's just next to the drop zone. So you probably, while we were talking, hear the plane going up because they're like almost drop on top of our house. So yeah, we did our training day today. We were finished with the schedule that we had.
So anyway, to make it more shorter, well, next year, Luke is actually going on. Luke, our cameraman, is actually retiring, and the team made a decision that I will become the next video man of HayaBusa.
Oh, so that is the official news.
So that is. I mean, it's sad to see Luke gone, of course, or moving out of the team. But yeah, Army retiring means also that he's not in the team any longer, and we were looking actually for the new replacements. And eventually, we came up with the idea of me, the inside center, shifting towards even more further and becoming actually the next cameraman. And we've been now working on that for a few months actually. And well, in the meanwhile, while maybe that news is still like coming in your studio, we also already have a replacement.
There we go. Okay.
That's the biggest.
I know who he is. Let me guess. Let me do some guess. You know, I was almost thinking like, if you're requesting this, I thought there is something like this coming. Okay. Do we want now? We should have the audience guess it. We should not even reveal it now with the helmet on.
You have people guess who it's gonna be. Then next month maybe we can announce.
Okay. Well, that's a nice surprise. I like it. Okay. Well, are we going to lift the helmet or not?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we can. I mean, maybe he can do it himself, and also like introduce himself as well. So give us some drums, and then lift up the helmet.
No visor lifting, just lift the helmet.
There we go. There he comes. I knew it. I knew it, Michael. I knew it, Michael. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, here we go.
No surprise then.
Hello, ciao or bonjour, Michael. How do you say it in Italian, actually? Or how do you say it in Belgian? I mean, we have to do some changes here.
It's Michele, but for friends it's Mike.
Michele, for friends, it's Mike. And for Belgians, it will be Mike too.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're
working on that. We're thinking about something funny.
Yeah, he needs to deserve his name.
Michi.
Michi.
Well, welcome to the HayaBusa. Okay, so this doesn't go that easily because you're a military team, and David, you retiring, going on camera. Everybody is still in the Belgian military, which means Mike will have to become a Belgian soldier.
Yeah,
it was quite of a progress, but
we were working already on that for quite some months now. I think it came a little bit in its stroomversnelling, like in a fast forward movement in the beginning of this year, and we've been helping Mike actually going towards the log system that the Belgian defense sometimes can be, and we've been helping him throughout the way, and eventually he passed.
You passed already, so you've done the tests and all that. So the formal procedures are basically already out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can explain a little bit what you did already to get where you are.
Yes, I did
Some boot camps.
French.
Not yet. Not the boot camp.
Some tests like physics test, test with the psychology, and the French part, because I had to speak French to do all these tests. So I had to learn French in 6 months, I think, yeah, and do my first medical test, and then passing through the mental part, the physical part, and at least a commission for the sport, where they would say if I'm in or out, and I'm actually in. So that was the last test, and I also passed the test, and I'm here. So
that's it. It's the biggest news.
It was that easy. It wasn't.
That is a serious commitment, Mike.
It was not easy, but
so you will be moving for sure, right? You live in Italy, or?
Yeah, I will go in September to Belgium to do my boot camp. That will be 3 months of boot camp, and then later I will join the team as alternate for 1 year, follow them to learn everything I can, and then after the World Meet of 2020, I will join the team officially.
Yeah. So after Tanay, just like he mentioned, after Tanay, I think from the moment that we were back home, we give each other some rest, some vacation. But I think right afterwards we should be preparing Mike to climb the next top spot in the world. So that's the next task that we actually have.
And it seems to be, I mean, I'm sure that all of you, I mean, actually only Andy and David now, but you remember when you decided to become world champions, join the Belgian military, and you know, Dennis was already in, and Bob too, I guess, you know, when you joined HayaBusa, but you probably remember you know, when you did it by yourself. That's a serious commitment.
Yeah, but I think we took the hard way. So to get Mike into the system was much more harder than we eventually expected it to be, because we still remember last year we actually started a HayaBusa Got Talent search actually for recruiting new members, and eventually that led up to nothing. To be fair and blunt, actually, we were quite disappointed that nobody actually was, willing or motivated or yeah.
In Belgium,
Eventually,
you mean?
it didn't happen. So we had to look out of our comfort zone, and yeah, you can turn any stone that you like to turn, but eventually Mike is, or at least Mike was one of the top contenders, and still he had a tremendous amount of work to do to get into the system. And it's just like he said, he needed to learn French, and he started 6 months ago, and he passed the commission, introducing himself in French, motivating himself in French, and it was almost like a French-speaking board, at least, that he needed to convince. So surprisingly, also maybe for himself, to see how easy it went. Of course, if you have a goal and very good motivation, everything becomes much more easier, but you still have to do it. And we are very pleased that Mike did all that work, and we are super happy that Mike actually joined the HayaBusa family.
Well, let's get some evidence for it. Well, congratulations, Monsieur Sylvie. Comment ça va?
Merci.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Ça va bien, oui. Et toi? Et toi?
Yeah, merci beaucoup. Qu'est-ce que tu fais ici?
Okay.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais ici?
Je bois de bière.
Ah, okay. That's the correct answer. I get it. He answered he is drinking beer, so that's right. You pass.
No, eventually also, Kurt, maybe one of the questions will be, we definitely do not want to go around the system that is in place. The rules of AI require Mike to live or work in Belgium. We will for sure make sure that everything will be set in stone. So we will be joining the Belgian military. We will start living in Belgium. It also means that he was not eligible for competing in the next 2 years after the World Cup in Bahrain. If you do the calculation, it should be ready for 2021, and that will be the upcoming World Championship indoor. And I think the team, myself, and he will do his thinking best to make sure that we can defend our World Championship title for the next few years. So he has an enormous job to do and big feet to fill.
So you'll be satisfied, I guess, when you're winning Tanai, you're setting a new record anyway. That would be the first time that the same lineup, and then you thought, well, now we can change the lineup.
Yeah, well, I mean, eventually it was easy. The search could have been two-parted, or we could first search for a new cameraman, me staying in my place that I like, that my role that I really like and I still like.
Oh, yeah.
Or step one place aside, beneficial for the team, because you always have to see if it's beneficial for the team. And yeah, so for me, I'll take one for the team. So I'll step aside and I take my place. So in this case, in this situation, we catch two flies in one.
Yeah, and you have experiences with all of that, because I remember that you once had a Dutch team member, right?
Exactly. So I mean, that was actually our lucky part, that the army already saw that it doesn't have to be a full Belgium lineup. We are in Europe. It can be. We are in a European army. So luckily, Roy already opened the door with being a Dutch guy in our team. And I'm not gonna say that it made it easier, because Roy already spoke Dutch. And the situation with Mike was he needed to adapt French. So he needed to self-study French. What he did with his friend, I think every Wednesday, 1 or 2 hours private lessons studying French.
So the military, they did not require you to speak Flemish, actually.
No, you can choose between Flemish or French.
Oh, so really? Okay.
Closer to Italian, so yeah, it was easy for me.
It's easier to learn.
So he speaks French, and now he's already starting to adapt to learn Dutch and Flemish.
Are you teaching him Flemish when you drink beer, or just the official language is French? And
Beer.
well, guys, thank you, merci beaucoup, thank you very much. I appreciate that that you use the NSL news for this official. I was wondering about that. I've never seen this yet, that the team would request an official press conference, but here we go.
Yeah.
So this is really the official announcement, I would guess.
We were looking for the right timing, and I think in this moment it was just the perfect moment to do it because we just had the news last week. So it's the perfect timing to just tell it to the whole world. We're not gonna wait for it and just.
And Mike, you gonna be the center inside, or?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Let's see. It's gonna be a test period, and we'll have lots of options, but
We're gonna battle it out.
that's great.
Yeah, I think he might be the next cameraman.
Or backer.
How about you're not committing? I mean, were you just happy by watching, by knowing him from seeing the Italian videos, you know, the Amnesia videos and stuff? Or did you actually do some tryout and flying together before you decided that's what we're gonna do?
Mike for a couple of years. I mean, we've been coaching Mike in different teams and even as an individual. So we knew
Andy, can you move a little bit closer to the microphone, please? Because we don't hear much of it. Yeah, that should be better. Thank you.
No, I mean, we know Mike already for a couple of years. I think especially Dave and me, we've been coaching him before. I think also the guys already flew with him before. And we know already what the potential is that he has. So for us, it was important. Also, to know him as well as how he is as a person. Because it's just that you can invite anybody into your team, because eventually you're gonna have to live with that person. You're gonna have to learn to understand him, and he needs to understand the team. So it's not only about flying capabilities. So that's a very important thing.
So you had to be a party animal and like dancing at the closing ceremonies and that kind of stuff, yeah. I've seen that. I've been there.
No, but that's I think one of the most important things, that you don't just blindly choose for a person who can fly only good. You also have to choose somebody that is good with the team, and we as the team also have to accept him how he is and adapt around him. So it works both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I just started the fading out thing already, but then we got into the next one. So let me thank again. I don't want to hold you up much longer, but let me thank you again for this. Is really exciting. Of course, now I have content for the next whole month probably to write every day about. And any other updates, any new updates, I appreciate them too. This was really cool.
Not for the moment. I think this was the biggest one so far.
Yep. Breaking news. Did you know that Mike Michele is doing HayaBusa? Okay. Well, thank you very much again, and good luck with all that. We still have a little bit of time, but you got plenty of time to prepare for it now. What's going on now? So you're training here, and then what's coming next? More training, or
next week we will be back for next weekend, and then the whole summer we're training. I mean, we're not competing that much. We're doing the US Nationals, and then the season right after.
Yeah, we see you in Rayford. That's around the corner here for me. Yeah. Wonderful. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Good day, and bonjour, Mike. Welcome. Bienvenue. Bienvenue Belgique. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.